In a world where spicy and torque-rich 270-degree twins dominate the intermediate middleweight category, there is one bike who manages to underdeliver with the same intensity at which Kawasaki production line prints these bikes out in record numbers. I am, of course, talking about the Kawasaki Ninja 650. While this bike is lacking in charm and character thanks to Kawasaki's sleepy 180-degree parallel twin, its approachability and Ninja branding seems to have provoked enough interest to keep the platform alive for almost 2 decades. Unless there is something else to this bike that I've just never managed to fully grasp, some type of hidden secret ingredient that cajoles monster energy-fueled young men on the cusp of the fast boy lifestyle to commit the cardinal sin of Ninja 650 ownership. Because despite the inadequacies of the Ninja 650, they're sold in quantities that far surpass many other middleweight sport bikes. And prior to that, other small displacement Ninjas were just as sought after, as Proto Kyles have looked to get sauced in green with the easiest means of entry. So let's talk about the Ninja 650 on today's episode of Energy Drinks Freshly Brewed. Ramen noodles are my favorite food. It is your boy, Yammy Noob. Alright, let's get into the Ninja 650 rider intervention. We can't talk about the Ninja 650 without talking about the Ninja that started it all, the GPZ 900 Ninja from 1984. If it weren't for this motorcycle, sport bikes as we know them today would be completely different, and Kawasaki surely wouldn't have the clout mandatory to sell a sewing machine with black and green fairings by the boatload. The Ninja 900 was developed during a time when Japan's motorcycle manufacturers were engaged in cutthroat competition, each determined to have the fastest and most powerful sport bike on the market. The sport bikes at the time were heavy and bloated and couldn't hold a candle to what we know as modern day race bikes. Kawasaki aimed to create a high performance machine that would capture the attention of riders and set a new precedent. Drawing inspiration from the racing experience, Kawasaki engineers designed a motorcycle that blended advanced technology and cutting edge athletic styling. The original Ninja was powered by a liquid-cooled 908cc inline 4-cylinder engine. With 115 horsepower and a top speed exceeding 150 miles per hour, the Ninja 900 became one of the fastest production motorcycles of its time. Its lightweight frame and aerodynamic fairing contributed to its remarkable performance. This was one of the first motorcycles that was as sporty and track capable as it was as comfortable on city streets. The original Ninja had a massive cultural impact as well. The Ninja 900's distinctive appearance made it instantly recognizable. Its sharp lines and square headlight and bold graphics exuded a sense of aggression and power. The bike's striking visual design became an iconic representation of the sport bike genre, influencing subsequent generations of motorcycles. The Ninja's presence on the road turned heads and sparked conversations, making it an object of desire among motorcycle enthusiasts. The Ninja 900 played a significant role in popular culture thanks in part to its appearance in the 1986 movie Top Gun, where Tom Cruise's character rides a Ninja 900 in the film, amplifying its visibility and adding to its lore. The Ninja 900 was successful in motorcycle racing as well, only further contributing to its impact on motorcycling. But this trend didn't just have a long-lasting impact on race bikes, it also birthed a long run of smaller displacement Ninjas designed for street duty. While the GPZ 900 Ninja ultimately made way for highly tuned sport bikes in Kawasaki's lineup like the Ninja ZX6RR, the ZX7RR, and the ZX10RR, it had an equally substantial impact on a line of Ninjas aimed at the average Joe. In 1986, Kawasaki launched the Ninja 250. Yes, in 1986, and it ran all the way until 2012, basically unchanged. This bike was designed to provide an exciting riding experience and edgy styling for newer riders who were still limited to smaller displacement bikes. The Ninja 250 was built around a 248cc parallel to an engine that revved all the way to 14,000 RPM, which proved a more enticing ride compared to other small displacement bikes like the Rebel 250. New riders were now given the ability to cosplay as professional racers on an easily manageable low-cost machine, and while its performance may not have matched higher displacement sport bikes, the Ninja 250 showcased its capabilities by offering nimble handling and impressive acceleration for its size. It became renowned for its smooth power delivery, making it approachable for both novice and experienced riders. In terms of design, the Ninja 250 borrowed elements from its larger Ninja siblings, including aggressive styling cues. These features gave the bike a sporty and dynamic appearance, reflecting the Ninja ethos that Kyles would grow into and become infatuated with. The Ninja 250 saw many improvements over its long production production run, including engine and suspension refinements, fuel injection, and styling updates as well. Ultimately, the Ninja 250 would be replaced by the Ninja 300, which ran from 2012 into 2018. The Ninja 300 was built to serve the same purpose as the 250 with increased power and features to stay competitive in the market. The 300 made a claimed 39 horsepower and 20 foot-pounds of torque, which isn't bad for a bike its size. The Ninja 300 would then be replaced by the Ninja 400, a bike we all know and recognize today as being one of the best all-around beginner sport bikes ever made, pretty much. So say you're an intermediate level rider who has outgrown their 300 class beginner bike and is considering the Ninja 650 as their stepping stone. Well, now all you little squids have another option as their stepping stone between a beginner bike and a full 600. Kawasaki now sells the ZX4RR, a super high revving 400cc inline 4 bike that gives you all the fun of ringing out a 600 to redline with a slightly more street-oriented amount of power and ergonomics. And guess what? We are giving one away for free. One lucky rider will have the chance to win our ZX4RR giveaway motorcycle, and the best way to get entry to win is to join our community over at yaminu.co and get automatic entries to win. Additionally, you'll get other perks like exclusive content and access to our Discord server and 10% off all of your orders on our store. This is a super fun little bike and I've been having a blast riding it. So if you want to get entered to win the ZX4RR or one of our other giveaway motorcycles like a Kawasaki H2, a Yamaha R6, or a KTM RC390, head over to yaminu.co and sign up. Click the link down below. But alongside the Ninja 250 back in the day, Kawasaki also sold the Ninja 500. The Ninja 500 was Kawasaki's quote-unquote middleweight street-oriented commuter bike with sporty styling. This was in 1987, back when middleweight used to refer to 500cc parallel twins, unlike today where anything less than a liter, including V-twins, triples, or 4-cylinders with displacement of 900cc's or more, are referred to as middleweight. Yeah, I know, it doesn't make any sense to me either. The Ninja 500 ran from 1987 until 2009. I remember in the early 2000s, you would always have a friend who lived closer to the bad side of town, where the neighborhood doesn't all have sidewalks, whose older brother would have a mint Ninja 500 in the garage, and all the neighborhood kids just thought it was the coolest thing ever. The Ninja 500 was powered by a 498cc parallel twin that made about 50 horsepower and 31 foot-pounds of torque. It was praised not only for its sporty looks and comfortable riding ergonomics, but also for the price point at which it was offered by Kawasaki at the time of its release. It was routinely praised by motorcycle publications as one of the best bargain bikes, similar to how the Ninja 400 is viewed today. The Ninja 500 was regularly utilized by club racers due to their affordable price point and the massive assortment of inexpensive aftermarket parts thanks to the long production window. And alas, we've come to the main subject of our video, the Ninja 650. Kawasaki first released the Ninja 650 for the 2006 model year, and it was kind of ahead of its time, honestly, if you think about it. This bike was meant to be a successor to the Ninja 500 in order to offer a more advanced and versatile middleweight sport bike option to riders. The decision to introduce the Ninja 650 alongside the existing Ninja 500 was driven by several factors. The Ninja 500 had been in production for a significant period, and Kawasaki recognized the need to update and modernize their middleweight sport bike lineup. The Ninja 650 was developed to address the evolving demands of rider preferences, incorporating advancements in tech, performance, and design. The Ninja 650 offered a larger displacement and more power compared to the Ninja 500. It uses a 649cc parallel twin engine, providing a significant increase in performance and torque. Additionally, the Ninja 650 boasted enhanced features and improved components. It featured a redesigned chassis, improved suspension, and upgraded braking systems, all contributing to better handling and control. The styling of the Ninja 650 was also more modern and aggressive, aligning with the aesthetics of the Ninja series and appealing to riders looking for a sporty and visually appealing motorcycle. Kawasaki aimed to provide a versatile and adaptable machine with the Ninja 650. While the Ninja 500 primarily targeted entry-level riders or those seeking a more economical option, the Ninja 650 catered to a broader range of riders. The Ninja 650 is still offered by Kawasaki today. It has seen some upgrades over the last 17 odd years, though it still manages to be the butt of many jokes among sport bike riders. The present-day Ninja 650 is still powered by a 649cc parallel twin using a traditional 180-degree crankshaft design. The Ninja 650 makes about 68 horsepower and 47 foot-pounds of torque. This engine layout definitely leaves a lot to be desired in both sound and character as well as riding experience. Maybe Kawasaki was too early to the accessible street-oriented middleweight sport bike party, as now, 17 years after its inception, there are many other bikes that are just doing it better. But at the same time, Suzuki's had the SV650 since 1999, which really hit the nail on the head for the balance of comfort and performance that riders were looking for. The Ninja 650 has always had the reputation of being pretty okay at a lot of things, while never having that X factor that makes it truly stand out. Most people who end up on a Ninja 650 want a 600 class super sport motorcycle, but either can't afford one or recognize the shortcomings in their own experience or ability. The Ninja 650 is very much the motorcycle for the 20-year-old who wants the sport bike street squid thing, but can't justify a ZX6RR just yet, either in terms of price or experience. The Ninja 650 makes more accessible power compared to an ultra-high revving 4-cylinder and is definitely more comfortable to ride for extended periods of time. But now that accessible low-down torque is the name of the game for so many newer and exciting motorcycles, the Ninja 650 is kinda left out of the picture. You've got bikes like the Yamaha R7, which took the playful and fun cross-plane twin from the MT-07 and outfitted it with a sportier chassis, adjustable suspension, and a full set of plastics. The R7 is just an overall better version of what the 650 from Ninja was meant to be. A torque-rich, comfortable, and fully fared sport bike designed for urban riding. There are also bikes like the Aprilia RS660, which has really set the bar for a fun middleweight twin sport bike. Not only does the engine sound amazing, it pushes over 100 horsepower from the crank from the factory. The engine in the Ninja 650 with its docile and underwhelming soundtrack would be just as home serving as a sleep machine for an aging millennial with insomnia as it is pushing this sport bike cosplaying commuter bike down the road. But instead, Kawasaki just put it in other motorcycles. It uses it in the Z650, Kawasaki's 650 class naked bike. The Z650, much like the Ninja 650, used to be ahead of the curve in terms of its street-oriented motorcycle, but since then the tables have kind of turned. Not only has the MT-07 been updated, but Suzuki makes the GSX 8S and Honda makes the Hornet 750. Each bike objectively sounds better than the Z650, 2 out of 3 make more power, and all 3 look better. And I know the Kawi simps are going to say, but the Z650 is cheaper, and to that I say, the market dictates pricing. So by saying the Z650 is cheaper just proves the point that no one wants it, and it's one of the lamest naked bikes out right now. And also, the MT-07 is cheaper than a Z650 with ABS. So pipe down. The 649cc engine also lives in the Versys 650, but that's not a motorcycle we need to talk about, ever. So, the Ninja 650, is it really such a bad bike? No, and I don't think I ever said it was verbatim. The Ninja platform has a 40-year legacy of allowing riders to pretend to be much cooler than they actually are. They have bulletproof Japanese reliability, they're cheap to buy and maintain, and they make decent street-worthy power, and they don't look too bad doing it. In recent years, the middleweight twin segment has gotten really competitive, and there are many other bikes serving a similar purpose, but doing it better. An engine redesign would go a long way to reignite interest in the Ninja 650, because as it stands right now, it really is the bike for baby Kyles who are biding their time before getting a super sport, instead of managing to entice riders who are deliberately looking for a torquey, street-oriented sport bike amongst the competition. Thanks for making it to the end of the video. Be sure to like and subscribe if you've enjoyed the video. If you ride a Ninja 650, please let me know how much you love vanilla ice cream and elevator music. See you later. Fact: the world's oldest known recipe is a Sumerian beer recipe that dates back to around 1800 BCE. It was inscribed on a clay tablet and includes detailed instructions for brewing beer using barley, wheat, and malt. Goodbye. Well, look at you. You've made it to the end of another Yammy Noob video. You should consider yourself pretty lucky because I have curated this one right over here for you to continue watching. It's probably just as good as the one you just saw. Unless you hated the one you just saw. I don't know, maybe leave me a comment down below about how much you hated it as well too. Or just keep watching this one. Make sure you keep watching Yammy Noob. Don't forget to keep watching Yammy Noob. That's the most important thing. Keep watching Yammy Noob.